I want to talk about my personal mantra and why I think everyone should have one. I did not have a personal mantra for the majority of my life. I never considered it, but a few years ago, I think I heard Jocko Willink talk about his, which is discipline equals freedom. Um, and then I heard it again on a different podcast where somebody asked like, what are you all about? Like, what's your thing, right? And so I started to ask myself that question repeatedly uh, over a period of a month or two, and I finally like something came up. And for me, my personal mantra is never stop growing. That's the one thing that I always return to whenever I feel uh, strong emotions, one way or another. Even if my ego is like really proud of something, or on the opposite end, if I'm really depressed about something, or my day isn't going like I want it to, or or whatever the circumstances, uh, I just repeat to myself that phrase: "Never stop growing." Um, and I think that has been a theme throughout my life, especially just it's always kind of been there right underneath the surface, like everything, uh, learning a new task, or like stepping into a new area in your life, going to college, going to your first job or whatever. It's just all about growth, personal growth. Never stop growing. Um, and it really sunk in for me when you see these people toward the end of their lives, or in retirement, uh, or it doesn't even have to. They don't even have to be old. They can be in their 30s and 40s, but like they've just completely accepted where they are, and that I'm not I'm not trying to pass judgment on that, but uh, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person that's like, I'm done now. I'm done growing. Like, this is me for the rest of my life. I just That's so depressing to me, and I feel like it's the one way to just start dying. There's no other way to say it in my mind. It's just like the minute that you stop growing, you start dying. And so that's why, especially when I'm dealing with tough situations, I'm just like, this is a situation that is a part of my growth, and so I always return to never stop growing. So I really encourage the audience uh, to consider for themselves. Continually ask yourself, what is my personal mantra? What am I all about? Because if you ask yourself that repeatedly enough, things will arise, and eventually something will arise often enough where you're like, you know what, that's it. That's what I'm all about. Uh, and so that personal mantra has helped me a lot through my life. Um, I remember the first time that we bought our first rental property, and it was one of those situations where it just it was such a strange sensation to like buy. Our first property was already inhabited by renters, and we got a loan from the bank. We figured out how to do the down payment, the 20%, and I remember that sensation of like the first rent check that I received, and thinking like, this is so strange. Uh, I just went into a bank, I signed a bunch of papers, and now like they give me money for this. And that was such a growth moment. uh, and I think there's just so many. I think I was just living my life with such a limiting mindset, limiting beliefs, and there's so many people out in the world um, that are stuck in with blinders, that that They just, you need to step into that unknown. You need to really push yourself, and you really need to ask yourself, like, am I done? Am I done growing now? Because if the answer is yes, that just makes me, honestly, it brings a little bit of a tear to my eye. That there are humans out there that are, at no matter what age, they're like, I'm cooked. I'm done. I'm going to spend the rest of my life in this same job, or like they've just completely given up on trying to lose weight, or trying to develop new habits and learn. Uh, that is incredibly depressing to me. So find find your mantra, find what it is that you're all about, and grow. Never stop growing.